Hello class. Some of you might have been wondering what you're looking at. And what you were looking at were some clouds that have formulated up in higher ends of the troposphere. Now today's September 21st. It's supposed to be the day of Love Orchard, but unfortunately Love Orchard had to be postponed because of some severe weather we're having here in what, Adriana? The troposphere, yes. Now we've had a lot of thunderstorms all afternoon. It's kind of cleared up right now, as you can see. There's nothing real crazy going on right now, but I think it's going to begin again shortly. Now I'm no Bill Nye the Science Guy, but we're going to have a little fun with this weather in the troposphere and go out exploring and see what we can find. Let's get to it. So in language arts this week, we're going to be talking about how we must use evidence to support our answers based on reading and pretty much in anything we do in life. Whenever you have a reason or a belief, use evidence to support it so that people believe you. Well, although we can't see any rain right now and I'm not getting soaked outside, and if you were just looking at me talking right now, you'd probably not be able to tell that a thunderstorm has just occurred. But I will show you different evidence that will prove to you that a thunderstorm has occurred. So here we go. So here we are outside of my house. And yeah, you can see I'm not getting downpoured on. You can see the clouds are still pretty thick in the sky. I think we got just enough time to go out and explore before the storm starts again. So, although it's not storming right now, there's clearly evidence that a storm has just been here. And we're going to take a look at this, just right outside my house. As you can see, water marks on my windshield. It's not too bad. That could happen just from getting sprayed with a hose. The grass is wet. The sidewalk is wet. My street towards the end of the court has started to flood. Now, basically anytime there's a hard rain here in Modesto, our street floods. And as you can see, it has flooded here. My neighbor's house always has water going up to the grass. Sometimes, in really bad thunderstorms, it actually has gone to their garage door. As you can see, today was not that severe of a thunderstorm, or at least not yet. But it was still bad enough to flood the street. Now this, I must say, is one of those times I wish I had a remote control boat so I could drive it out in my flooded street. One day I'll get one. One day. But as you can see, this is a pretty bad flood. Not like the footage that we've seen in class at the really severe floods. But this is a flood. If I wanted to walk to my neighbor's house, I would have to walk all the way down to the end of the court and walk around to get to their house. Definitely not something I want to do. Here's one of my neighbors actually having to slow down as they go through our flooded street. Clearly you can see the flood's not as bad as some of the footage we saw in class. But still, annoying having to go through this water. So I'm not sure if you remember, but we did talk about what causes heavy rain and thunderstorms in class during science when we talked about weather. And it was a certain kind of front. Does anyone know what it is? Bailey, do you remember? Alright, it was cold fronts. Cold fronts are when cold air all of a sudden comes in quickly. And as the cold air is coming in, it forces the warm air to rise rapidly at a crazy pace. Basically, at an extremely fast pace. The warm air rises. As the warm air is rising, the clouds are getting filled up with water. And it's so much water, and the clouds become so heavy that then they cannot hold the water anymore, and it starts raining. And that's what caused all this to occur. So, the warm air rising rapidly because the cold air is coming in and taking its spot, and warm air rises, cold air stays down. So that's why the warm air rose. As the warm air rises, it then begins to form a cloud above, and the cloud can only hold so much water because the water weighs so much, has so much mass to it, so much weight to it. So once the cloud fills up and cannot support holding any more water, then it begins to rain. And the aftermath of the rain are streets like this, people being wet, Love Orchard being canceled, other events being canceled. So it is definitely a big thing. Now, just a few minutes ago, we actually missed the mailwoman that came to the mailbox and got the mail. Now, it kind of made me think to myself, I wonder what it would be like being a mailman or mailwoman in this thunderstorm. In a thunderstorm where the water is coming down on me the whole time. And here I have to deliver mail to the mailbox or to people's houses and not get the mail wet so quickly in like 30 seconds. I want you to write in your green science notebooks what you think it'd be like to be a mail person and have to deal with a storm where it's just downpouring on you and you don't want to get the mail wet and you also want to stay dry yourself. What would you do? What do you think it would be like doing that all day for 8 hours? Here you go, 30 seconds. Let's go.